Marvel fans, my name is Megan from Vigilante Vibes, and I am here today with not really a character breakdown, but a team breakdown. So, someone in my comment section told me that the Dark X-Men absolutely do not exist because he never heard of them. So today we're going to talk about the Dark X-Men, and I hope this one commenter really enjoys it. And I hope you guys do too. So this particular team of Dark X-Men, as I said, that the name Dark X-Men has been used a few times, but this one is the one I was referencing to when someone told me that Namor has had nothing to do with the X-Men, that he has never been on any X-Men team, and I'm here to show you the team Namor was on, which is the Dark X-Men, which was Norman Osborn's X-Men. So let me get right down to it, and yeah, hope you learned something here. The original Dark X-Men debuted as part of the Dark Reign event, the Marvel status quo where Norman Osborn took over the United States and S.H.I.E.L.D. That team was Osborn's answer to the regular X-Men, consisting of a combination of anti-heroes, supervillains, and press-ganged mutant misfits. The original team did not last beyond Osborn's tenure as in Dark Reign, though the name has been used since. For a while, this X-Men team actually ran missions targeting crime lords and drug operations. At first, Osborn wasn't allowed to interfere in mutant affairs due to the fallout from M-Day. That changed when riots erupted in San Francisco and Sacramento over Proposition X and mutant rights, which gave Osborn permission to step in and deal directly with the mutant community and the X-Men. He sent his Avengers out to patrol the streets and keep order, but behind the scenes, he also secretly recruited Emma Frost, the White Queen, to lead her own X-Men. Well, his X-Men, but, it's Emma Frost. Just like with the Avengers, Osborn chose every member himself. The team consisted of Mimic, Omega, Cloak, Dagger, Mystique posing as Professor X and occasionally Jean, and Daken acting as the Wolverine. Osborn also attempted to recruit former Alpha Flight member Aurora, but that plan didn't work out, so is it even worth mentioning? Emma agreed to take charge as the Black Queen on the one condition: Namor the Submariner had to be included on the team. Osborn rolled them out to the public as the official X-Men, carefully managing the media to keep the public opinion in their favor. At the same time, the real X-Men were painted as dangerous and an extremist group. While working with Osborn, Emma uncovered that Dark Beast had built a machine designed to torture captured mutants and funnel their powers into Weapon Omega. In response, Cyclops sent X-Force to Osborn's Alcatraz base to rescue the prisoners and confront Osborn's X-Men. When the two teams were about to clash, Emma and Namor revealed they were actually double agents and helped X-Force defeat Osborn's team. Before leaving, Emma invited her former teammates to join the real X-Men. Only Cloak and Dagger accepted, which is it's Cloak and Dagger. They're good guys, And then traveled with them to the newly established island base of Utopia. After the disaster in San Francisco, Osborn dispatched his X-Men to investigate the town, where most of the residents had fallen into a trance, believing themselves to be X-Men. While there, the Dark X-Men witnessed the resurrection of Nate Gray, also known as X-Man. Seeing how corrupted the world had become in his absence and learning about Osborn's role in it, Nate immediately went to Avengers Tower to confront him. During that confrontation, Nate appeared to die, but in reality, he took over Osborn's body. Osborn's will turned out to be too powerful for Nate to fully control, leading into a fierce psychic struggle. Once Mystique realized what was going on, she led the team into Osborn's mind to try and free him. Inside Osborn's psyche, X-Man and the Dark X-Men came face to face with the Green Goblin, who's Osborn's twisted alter ego. The Goblin used Omega and Mimic's abilities to drain Nate's psychic power, weakening him enough for Osborn to retake control of his body. After the fight, Nate was captured and taken to the Omega machine, where he was tortured and had his powers siphoned off into Omega. So after that, it never really became clear exactly when the group broke up. They didn't really take part in Osborn's Sage of Asgard, with the exception of Daken, who was operating as part of the Dark Avengers, so it's likely the team had already split up by that point. But we have heard the term Dark X-Men time and time again. It's been used plenty. But the most recent one we heard was last year. I think it was in the Sentinels miniseries. I want to say it was number 4, where the Dark X-Men, where someone was predicting the future and he said the Dark X-Men will rise. And I'm very, very interested to see what he meant by that, because he gave no other context. And I want to see the Dark X-Men return. So again, the Dark X-Men that absolutely do exist consist of the Black Queen, Emma Frost, Cloak, Tyron Johnson, Dagger, Tandy Bowen, Beast or Dark Beast, which is Dr. Henry McCoy of a different universe, Mimic, who is Calvin Rankin, Mystique, who played Professor X and Jean Grey, Namor the Submariner, Omega, and Wolverine, who was Daken. And I guess, it could have had Aurora, but it didn't have Aurora. So there you go. Now, keep in mind, as I said, the term Dark X-Men has been used quite a few times. And the most notable time was when it was Madeline Pryor, the Goblin Queen, who created her own Dark X-Men during Marvel's Fall of X event. We all remember that wild time. It led straight into the Dark X-Men #1 that came out in August of 2023. And her lineup was pretty incredible, if I do say so myself. And I would have liked to see that keep going. So Maddie the Baddie, Madeline Pryor, my girl, her lineup for her Dark X-Men were actually really, really great. It had Albert, who is their Wolverine. He's a cyborg. It had Chasm, who's Ben Reilly. Probably easily his coolest suit of his entire life. M-Plates, it had Azazel, who you don't really see enough of. Archangel, Gambit, the Raging Cajun. I mean, Zero, he's okay. It's fine. Havoc's a big deal. I like that. And of course, led by the wonderful Madeline Pryor. So, to say that the Dark X-Men do not exist is a wild thing to say, in my opinion. But not all of us know every single thing about Marvel Comics. I certainly don't. And, there's just so many better ways to say, hey, I didn't know they existed. Tell me more. Instead of making fun of someone in their comment section. That's kind of weird. You're kind of weird for that. But I love the X-Men and I like the Dark X-Men team. So thanks for giving me this opportunity to make this video. So yeah, I hope you learned something today. The Dark X-Men are interesting no matter what team you're going with. It also leads off to, if you also didn't know, there's Dark Avengers too. So there's a lot of things in Marvel Comics that a lot of people don't know about. And I think it would be cool if they all knew. So yeah, thanks for giving me this opportunity to talk more about mutants, because a lot of you know that is my love language and I love them. I love the mutants. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you will like and subscribe, and I hope you have a marvelous day.